Talk to me, guys.
Let's talk about children. How do you feel about kids? Would you like to have kids? Do you have any strong feeling about children?
At this time, I do have some feelings about children. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to have kids right now, really at all. I don't feel like right now I would be capable of being a good dad.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everyone says like, you change when you have to do it or whatever, but
You're just too much of a fucking mess to have a kid.
yeah, or I guess I'm just afraid that I am. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably so many things about my life that are like so dysfunctional that as soon as a child were to enter it, it would just be like a horrible,
It would just compound it.
like a comedy film about how bad I am at raising a child.
Tarantino said, if you wait for the right time to make a movie, you'll never make a movie. And I kind of think that could be kind of applied to having kids. If you wait for the right time to have kids, you're never going to have kids because there's never a good time to introduce an infant to your life.
Yeah, that's a really solid point.
I mean, one thing I would assume would be a good move is to make sure that you have insurance, that the kid would have health care.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like the one thing I feel like should be a baseline.
Yeah.
But that's coming from my place of privilege. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are like, health insurance? Fucking what?
Yeah, I mean that would definitely be a prerequisite, adequate.
Get that big boy
healthcare.
Job and then
yeah.
Once you're making that big dick money, then you can have a child.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're a millionaire, money or healthcare isn't a thing. Kids.
I don't know, man. I don't really. I'm not compelled to do it. I know a lot of people are.
Do any of your siblings have kids?
Yeah, my oldest brother has 3, and they're awesome. And
You're
super
cool with them? Like you like playing with them and stuff like that?
Well, it's challenging at times.
Nothing inappropriate.
Oh, hey. I mean, it's hard. Like I went recently to visit, and the one is 5 and the one is 2. So a lot of shrieking and crying and stuff like that. Like it's
high energy.
But that's, any parent is going to be like, oh, that's like, it's like the total norm. Like I would do it if we needed people really bad.
We don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I don't need any of your seed walking around.
I mean, there's a lot of my seed just around here, but yeah, dude, how about you?
I'm open to kids. I have a niece and a nephew, and it's fun seeing them grow and seeing their personality starting to shine through.
Yeah.
My niece has a very strong personality, like the strongest personality I've ever seen in a kid.
Yeah.
Just very full of purpose, very willful.
Yeah.
Like stubborn as all hell, which kids are stubborn, but like just,
right.
And that's interesting to me. And I like seeing that. I can understand the impulse to not want kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I have a friend that does not want kids. Other friends of ours will say that he's being selfish, but I don't find it selfish to not want kids.
You're sacrificing your own life pretty much. Like you're sacrificing your ability to, all of your time or all your energy or passion to anything else.
But the thing is with that friend of mine, those aren't his reasons for not wanting kids. He has a good job. He would be a good father.
Yeah.
His wife would be a great mother.
Yeah.
Because he's great with kids. He loves kids. But he's afraid. I'm not naming him, so I don't think he would really mind. But his dad was abusive and not a good father.
Yeah.
And I think he's afraid that the apple doesn't fall far, and the same thing would happen. But it's like if you're already in your mind, you're already saying, I'm not going to be like my dad. You're already a step ahead.
Yeah.
So I think he would be fine, but it's what it is. But I don't find it selfish to not want kids. I have dogs, and there's no comparison, obviously. But if anything is wrong with the dogs, they're puking or something is wrong medically, I get nervous and anxious and upset, and it would be tenfold if I had a kid. Granted, once a kid grows up, they can tell you what's wrong. But when they're like an infant, like my nephew busted his face on a coffee table and had to go to the ER and get stitches, I'd be a mess probably.
That'd just be a full 18 years of anxiety or more, Yeah.
I'm sure my parents still worry about me, and I'm 47.
And it's silly because, like shitty things can happen to your kid as you're looking right at them. It's not really, you're just kind of like trusting chance something like that definitely comes to mind, or they could be born with some
medical condition.
yeah, something that makes them that gives them way worse of a life than they deserve because they're alive.
Like my buddy was born with a heart condition, so he had to have open heart surgery at like 2 weeks old.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine how terrifying that would be. And like I've heard you hear of kids dying of cancer at 3 years old or whatever, and it's like, why? I couldn't imagine my dog dying of cancer at 3, let alone your child.
Yeah, man.
That breaks who you are as a human being.
Yeah, I don't do extraordinarily well with things that are much less impactful than that. Yeah. So and maybe that is like by definition selfish.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, sorry, I don't want a lifetime of like anguish and like pain. Potentially, it could be fully awesome.
In the same regard, if you never have kids, you're missing out on the ultimate expression of love. If you have a kid, you will love that child. If you're not a psychopath, you'll love that child more than you thought you were ever capable of loving something. Wow. It redefines your entire existence, or it should.
The problem with that is
you don't have a soul.
Psychopath. Yeah, that's kind of the big.
If my girlfriend wanted to have a kid, I'd be like, you know what? Let's do it because I can finally. She's gonna kill me when she sees this episode.
I really thought that was going in a reasonable direction.